This Anfield Agenda show has been brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming. When you're a follically challenged man like myself on the top of the head, you want to make sure that you take care of yourself below. If you haven't tried their Lawnmower 3.0 electric trimmer, you've been missing out. Their third generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade to keep your nuts as smooth as my head. The battery alone lasts up to 90 minutes, unlike most of us. The kit also includes crop preserver, otherwise known as their ball deodorant. Yes folks, I did say ball deodorant. It also comes with crop reviver, Manscaped's own ball toner. Sick of saggy balls? Use their ball toner and those days will be gone. They even added their shed travel bag and anti-chafing boxer briefs to complement not only their perfect package 3.0, but your perfect package as well. Let's get that bush to tush clean so you can be prepared at all times. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code WFM20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use our code WFM20. You too can be massive and your balls will thank you later. What's up everybody? You're very welcome along to another Anfield Agenda special video. My partner in crime, Mr. Connor Crosby, has been asking you guys on social media for your unpopular Liverpool opinions, and now I'm going to react to them in real time. I haven't seen any of these, so Connor, you're here with me, buddy, and you're going to read them out to me, so there better be some good ones there, mate, because I'm still furious after yesterday's game, so I'm ready to unleash.
Right, first one. Fabinho is the best centre defensive mid in Europe. That's a positive one to start off.
Yeah, it's a positive one, but it's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, I'm biased and I'm going to say, yeah, he probably is, but it is a position where there are a lot of good central defensive midfielders. But you know what? I'm not going to say that's an unpopular opinion. I'm going to say that that person is absolutely spot on.
Milner is better than THIAGO.
That person needs help. That person needs to go to a doctor immediately for a full psychiatric assessment, because that is absolutely shambolic. Jimmy Milner is the utmost professional, but I mean, THIAGO ALCANTARA is a special talent, a generational talent. And I know James Milner brings the Yorkshire steel, but come on, that's ridiculous. I mean, hang your head in shame, mate.
Hazard is better than Salah.
In me hole, he's better than Salah. Eden Hazard isn't fit to lace Mohamed Salah's boots. He's capable of moments of magic. He's capable of showing up for pre-season training looking like the Michelin man, but he's absolutely not of the calibre of Mohamed Salah. Not one season has he hit the 30 goals and assists mark that in only one season, he's hit the 30 goals and assists mark that Mohamed Salah has done on at least 4 occasions. Mohamed Salah has smashed every single record Eden Hazard has set. Mohamed Salah got his big move to Liverpool Football Club, and what did he do? He thrived, he stepped up and showed what he's about. He got his move to Real Madrid. What has he done? Absolutely nothing. So don't even insult Mohamed Salah by comparing that absolute fraud Eden Hazard to Salah. He's a fraud in regards to the ability towards Salah, but on his day, a good player. But don't put them in the same sentence.
Next one then, Nat Phillips is better than Maldini.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know what Apple. I'm sure there's something in life he's better than Maldini. Yeah. Look, there's some people out there who get a little bit carried away. And look, who am I to dampen people's emotions, by the way? So if you want to say that he's better than Maldini, then do you know what, my friend? On this rare occasion, I'm going to support you.
If it wasn't for Trent, I think Neco Williams would become world class.
Neco Williams could still become world class, and there is an option and an argument to put Trent into midfield. This is probably one of the really unpopular opinions that is an actual conversation that needs to be had, because it is difficult, because we've seen 2 shades of Neco and he could go on to be world class, and he definitely has something about him. So this is one of them ones I'm finding it really difficult, because I'm torn on both of these as well.
DIOGO JOTA is the signing of the season in the Premier League.
Oh, it's a bold statement, because there's been some absolutely class pieces of business, but you know what? I'm going to be fully biased. I support you in your endeavours, my friend. DIOGO's all the way. He's going to show up Ronaldo to be the fraud that he is. Alright, he isn't really a fraud, but he's going to show up Ronaldo anyway.
Gini Wijnaldum has been our best player since he's came in terms of being consistently good.
He's definitely been my favourite song. I mean, Gini Wijnaldum. If that doesn't get you going, if you don't remember the Champions League win and the boogie around the dance floor that those boys have, yeah, look, Gini Wijnaldum is an absolute legend, and a legend in an underrated way, because I think he is Mr. Consistency, and I love a solid 7 out of 10. So yeah, very difficult.
Mo Salah is not a good footballer, he's just good at goal scoring.
Is this coming from somebody who's never seen the game before? because of course Mohamed Salah is a great footballer. Mohamed Salah is the Egyptian Messi, and he got that name for a reason. He's come to Liverpool Football Club, torn up goal scoring records, left defences in his wake, turned people inside out, has teams double, triple teaming up on him. You don't get that unless you're a very, very good footballer. So Mohamed Salah is absolutely fantastic. And I tell you what, I'm going to add to that. He stays on his feet more than he should.
Karius was actually a good goalkeeper.
Karius was absolutely fantastic on Instagram, but apart from that, he was bang average and still is bang average. It's unfortunate because we don't know what way his career would have went. Klopp brought him in for a very reasonable fee, and no doubt his confidence took an absolute knock along with his noggin from that elbow from Sergio Ramos. But it's very difficult, and I actually have a lot of sympathy for Loris Karius after what happened. There was no coming back from Liverpool after that happened, and you know, it may or may not be his fault, but he's not great.
Jordan Henderson is our best player.
Not correct. Probably one of our most important players. Certainly not our best player, but somebody who you only really notice when he's not there, what he brings to the team. Now, I've been someone that's banging the drum about Hendo for a long time. People said that he was terrible. People mocked when I made my comparison to Scholes, and I think that he will and should go down in that echelon of midfielders who've really impacted their team and carried Liverpool to victory. He'll go down as one of the great Liverpool captains as well, having led us to a European Cup, Premier League, World Club Cup, Super Cup. So I love a bit of Hendo love.
Coutinho would thrive if he returned to Liverpool.
Coutinho can go and fuck himself is my answer to that one. Coutinho slithers his way out of the club. He got his chance. He got his one opportunity to play for the club that he said his entire life he wanted to go and play for. He wasn't good enough. They shipped him to Bayern Munich. They had no interest in buying him. He had his chance to thrive at Liverpool. In fact, he was thriving at Liverpool, and he jumped ship, feigned an injury and left. So no thank you to Coutinho, and he won't be coming back anywhere near the club.
We should give Origi another chance next season.
Next.
Henderson is better than Scholes.
Facts are facts.
Salah should leave.
Very difficult one, this. I do have a mindset of breaking up the front three, yeah. And, you know, if you're looking at somebody, it's a difficult conversation to have because you're talking about somebody that's still our top goal scorer, that's still fighting Harry Kane for the Golden Boot, that still does lots of great things. But if you wanted to try and rebuild or reinvent the attack and the owners weren't willing to shell out the money, then you would say Salah is the most marketable and probably the most valuable asset that the club has. And could he be goal scoring be replaced? I honestly don't know, but it is a difficult conversation, and I think it's one where a resolve might be tested this summer, particularly if they can't agree that contract extension.
FSG are actually quality owners.
Yeah, see, I've gone back and forth on this one. I think my opinion on them is that they had some misplaced trust, or they put some trust in the wrong people when they came to the football club, like Damian Comolli and some others. I think they were burned, and that they felt that they couldn't really trust Brendan Rodgers when he was here with the purse strings. We've noticed a real difference since Jurgen Klopp has come in, and you have to look at what they've done for the club. They're not rich oligarchs. They're not people who are going to come in and spend hundreds of millions on players, but they have come in. They've increased their marketability. They've increased corporate partnerships. They've increased the capacity of the stadium with the new main stand that are going to do the Annie Road end. Jurgen Klopp wanted that new Kirby training facility. They've gotten it for him, and they've brought us a Premier League title and a European Cup. We have good, steady owners who, to my knowledge, have still yet to take a penny out of the club. So if that makes them bad owners to some people, I don't see how. They've said what they've always said. They want to under-promise and over-deliver, and I think that they've done that since they've come in. But they aren't perfect, but they are good owners.
Our 2019-20 team was the greatest Premier League team of all time.
You know, I'd love to say yes, I really would, but I'd be a hypocrite because I have to say what I've always said. You can talk about the Arsenal Invincibles, they're the only team with a golden trophy to go unbeaten. But to me, like I said when we were chasing down the points total, Manchester City set the tone with 100 points. To me, that makes that team the greatest team in the Premier League era for one single season. I'm not saying there hasn't been teams that have gone on and achieved more and had longer runs, but to me, it's all about points on the board. And Arsenal drew an awful lot of games. Manchester City hit 100 points, and it still really riles me to this day that we ended up on 99.
Adrian isn't a bad keeper.
Adrian is a bit like me. Sometimes you get absolutely wonderful moments, and sometimes you get absolutely cringy nonsense. And Adrian has made some really good saves and played some really important roles, but like me, when he messes up, he really messes up.
Van Dijk is the second best centre-back in Premier League history.
Van Dijk is the greatest centre-back in Premier League history, and we have been blessed with some great centre-backs in the Premier League. You talk about Sami Hyypiä, you talk about Nemanja Vidic, you talk about John Terry, Rio Ferdinand. They all deserve a mention. But I've been lucky enough to grow up right through the Premier League era, having seen all these great centre-backs come and go, and there have been a lot, some underrated, some who haven't got the plaudits, but Virgil van Dijk to me is the greatest defender in the world right now, and the greatest defender that the Premier League has ever seen.
Curtis Jones should start every week.
Not yet, but I think there will come a time where he starts every week. What I do love about Curtis Jones is that he's got that kind of I don't give a damn attitude. I don't care about your reputation. I don't care who you are. If I think you're doing something wrong, I'm going to tell you. I love that about him. He's a born leader. I can't wait to see him break in, and I don't think it will be too long until that is spot on, that he will be playing every week.
Mane is better than Salah.
It depends what way you want to look at it. If we're talking about goal scoring ability only, then no, Mohamed Salah is streets ahead. But I do think that Sadio Mane offers a little something different. I think he has that quick step. I think he has the ability to drop the shoulder better than Mohamed Salah. And I think they're both wonderful footballers that do beautiful things in different ways. Again, I always say to people, I don't like comparing our own players against each other because we have a very short time to enjoy these guys in the lifespan of the football club. So let's just enjoy them both while they're here. But it is a difficult conversation. It depends what way you look at it.
Mighty Red is the best mascot in the league.
Look, let me put this out there. Me and Mighty Red have a date. It's coming. Me and Mighty Red are going to meet. I want to sit down at a table and debate that absolute fraud. Because when it comes to Premier League mascots, there shouldn't be any, let alone Mighty Red. Even the name alone is cringeworthy. And this is coming from the king of cringe. So Mighty Red, my man, me and you are going to sit down someday and hash this out. If it's for the kids, fair enough. But other than that, no thank you, Mighty Red. Time to go with the ORIGI fella.
Oxlade-Chamberlain was a massive flop.
Yeah, you know what? It's so difficult to say because I'm blindsided by that one really good run that he had when Coutinho left and did help us in that. But other than that, I would have to say for the money we paid for the lad, probably would err on the side of being a flop. Unless you're talking about the social media game, in which case he's probably raised Liverpool's profile more than anybody else.
Ben Chilwell over Robertson.
Absolutely not. Don't dare disrespect a flying Scotsman like that. Ben Chilwell is a good left back, excuse me, but he's no Andy Robertson. He never will be an Andy Robertson. You don't go and get players like Andy Robertson from the mighty Hull without a big fight. Giving Kevin Stewart, imagine having to hand over the mighty Kevin Stewart to get Andy Robertson. I mean, it was a massive sacrifice for the club, but it paid off. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that pretty much brings this one to an end. But before I go, I want to know if you've got any more unpopular opinions that you'd like me to answer. And I also want you guys to keep an eye out because we're going to be starting a new series that we've recorded a few of called My Top 10s. We're going to be looking at kits and lots more. So make sure to keep an eye out for those videos. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video and help us on the road to 100k. Up the Reds.